Retro Quickies. Action 52, games 21 through 25. You know, I could be doing something a lot better with my time. I could be writing a book, I could be sleeping, I could go and play through Elden Ring again. God, that DLC is good. No, I made a commitment, so we're just going to keep going with this. Ready? No? Good. Neither am I. Streamers! It's spelled with 2 E's and a Z because it's cool like that. Out of everything that was on this cartridge, I don't think I was expecting to see something taking inspiration from Bionic Commando. You're a clown bunny thing and have to ascend platforms above you by using a grappling hook, I assume that's the streamer, to pull yourself higher while avoiding business folks and big bags of money, and yes, the money, like everything else in this game, is an obstacle to be avoided. Good luck with that, considering that the way this game works, the obstacles are placed at points you cannot avoid them at, meaning that you will inevitably take damage. What's more, due to how horrific the levels are designed, there are plenty of situations where you'll just barely be able to reach the next platform, or even not at all if you decided to climb the wrong side of the screen. And just like so many other games, it's also incredibly ugly in a way that physically hurts to look at. Mostly made of bright colors overlaid with one another. Pairing that with the balloon clip art in the background, it reminds me of the sort of thing I put together in computer art classes when I was in elementary school. Spread fire. No, not another shooter. I just can't. Someone got creative with their mouse clicks and a splatter brush to make the space look halfway spacey in the background for this one, and at that point, I thought the game was giving up even harder than I did since most of the enemy sprites, some of which don't actually have hitboxes, meaning they can't be destroyed, don't even look like anything anymore, meaning that you just have to avoid them as best as you can. And since they aren't limited on where they can travel on the screen, that means that they can easily get down horizontally with you and basically make it so you have no real means of defending yourself. Bubblegum Rosie! We jump from one incredibly broken game to another one. Bubblegum Rosie is a platformer, or at least it calls itself that, but the game makes it absolutely unclear whether you can safely jump on enemies or not. Some pits of spikes hurt you while others do not, and due to the horrible jumping controls and the lack of height when you do manage to jump, you aren't going to get very far into this game, because you can't even get past the first few enemies. Apparently, this game turns into a driving game similar to other shooters on the cartridge if you manage to get past the first level, and I'm real sad that I didn't get to see that, but I don't have the patience to brute force my way through this one. Micro Mike. It's basically a horizontal shooter where you're going way too fast to actually do anything. It's impossible to make any progress in this game because you can't move up and down fast enough to avoid getting crushed by the walls that appear about 3 seconds into the level. While you can shoot at enemies that appear, chances are good they'll likely kill you if the wall doesn't first. That's all I can really say because I can't make it more than a few seconds into the first level, and even if I could, I doubt that the game magically gets more fun or interesting past that. Underground. You drop down into a small underground maze where touching mushrooms kills you. You shoot enemies and can kill them from a good distance away, when you have the room to work with, but unfortunately, because of the way the enemies spawn in, they can easily spawn into tight spaces where you can't easily reach them without getting yourself killed. And while there are workarounds for this, like exploiting how weird the enemy hitboxes are, it's something that happens so often that it basically renders the game unwinnable. Surprisingly, mostly due to the lack of a jump function, this game controls okay, and is one of the few games that has its graphics match its theme, but the main character and enemy sprites still don't do a good job in conveying what they're supposed to be. And I still can't get over the fact that you die from touching these innocuous mushrooms on the ground, just an absolutely bizarre decision. Oh, and look at that, it's only been what feels like a billion years or so, but we're halfway through. Oh god, we're halfway through. And we've already exhausted most of the games that people actually know from this cartridge. That doesn't bode well for the rest of it. And before anybody points out, rightly, that everything on this cartridge is horrible, I would like to remind you that it is possible to hit rock bottom and then dig deeper.